Hi everyone, in this video I'll be talking about the proteins. What are the proteins and types of the protein and their structures and what are the functions of each and every proteins. So first we will see what is proteins. Proteins are the large complex molecules made up of small units called amino acids. So these amino acids are linked together by peptide bonds to form long chains. So actually there are 20 different amino acids. So we considered proteins are the building block, amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. So there are 20 different amino acids and the sequences in which they are arranged determines the structure and the function of each and every protein. So these 20 different amino acids combined in different ratios. So this combination decides the structure and the function of each and every protein. So these 20 different amino acids can be divided into two categories. First one is essential amino acids. The second one is non-essential amino acids. Essential amino acids are the amino acid which cannot be synthesized in our body. So we should take it from our diet. So there are 9 essential amino acids. Non-essential amino acids are the amino acid which can be synthesized in our body. So it's not compulsory to take it from our diet. So there are 11 non-essential amino acids. So total 29 essential amino acids and 11 non-essential amino acids. So let's move to the next part. When talking about the structures of the protein, primary structure, secondary structure, tertiary structure and quaternary structure. So each one is more complex than the last. So let's explore one by one. Okay. First start with primary structure. Primary structure is a linear sequence of amino acid in the polypeptide chain. So this is the diagram for primary structure of the proteins. These are the amino acids. It's a linear one. So this is a polypeptide. So think it's like a beads on a ring. So the order of these beads decides the protein's identity. It means that protein structure and the function decides by the order of these beads. Beads mean that amino acids. So insulin is the best and good example for primary structure of the protein. So we'll move to the secondary structure. This chain doesn't stay straight, so it folds and coils into shapes such as two types, alpha helix and beta sheets. Alpha helix, it's a spiral structure. This is the shape of the alpha helix. The beta pleated sheets, it folds in a zigzag form. It's in a zigzag pattern. So these bonds are stabilized by the hydrogen bonds. So keratin is an example for the secondary structure of the proteins. When talking about the tertiary structure of the protein, this is the three-dimensional folding of single polypeptide chain. It has only one polypeptide chain. So it's stabilized by various bonds like hydrogen bond, disulfide bond, ionic bonds and the hydrophobic interactions. So this level gives the proteins its functional shape. This is the structure of tertiary structure. So myoglobin is the best example for tertiary structure. So when moving to the quaternary structure, some proteins are made up of more than one polypeptide chain. Up to tertiary structure, there's only one polypeptide chain. In the quaternary structure, it has more than one polypeptide chains. So, and the way these chains fit and interact together forms the quaternary structure. This is the diagram of quaternary structure. So, hemoglobin is the best example for quaternary structure. So, we'll move to the next part of this lesson. This is the last part of this lesson. So functions of the proteins. So first function is structural functions. These proteins are like the building materials that gives our body structure and support. So collagen protein, keratin protein, and elastin protein. So we can find collagen protein in the skin and bone. So we can find keratin protein in the hair and nails. So elastin protein we can find in these tissues and gives tissues flexibility. The second one is enzyme function. Some of the proteins act as enzymes to speed up the chemical reactions. These are some of the enzymes. So amylase, it breaks the starch. Pepsin enzyme digests the proteins. DNA polymerase is another enzyme. It helps in DNA replications. The third function is transport functions. So the transport proteins act like delivery trucks, carrying vital molecules where they are needed. So these are some of the carrier proteins. Hemoglobin, it carries oxygen. So myoglobin, it stores oxygen. So some of the transport proteins which are present in the cells, it move molecules across cell membranes. And talking about the next function, it's hormonal functions. So these proteins act like the messengers. It sends signals throughout the body. So insulin, growth hormones, and the oxytocin are some of the examples for hormonal proteins. So insulin, it regulates the blood sugar. Growth hormone, it controls the growth. So oxytocin, it aids childbirth. So moving to the next function, it's defensive functions. These defensive proteins act like soldiers. It defends against injuries and germs. So antibodies and fibrinogen are some of the defensive proteins. So antibodies, it normally fight against the infections. So fibrinogen, it helps blood clot. So when talking about the next function, it's movement functions. So every blink and every heartbeat because of movement protein. So actin, myosin, tubulin are some of the movement proteins. So actin, myosin, it helps in muscle contracting. So tubulin, it helps cells moving and dividing. So when talking about the storage function, storage proteins act like a refrigerator. It serves nutrient for later use. So ferritin, casein, and ovalbumin are some of the storage proteins. Ferritin, it stores iron. Casein, it stores amino acid in the milk. And ovalbumin stores nutrient in the egg white. So hope you like this video. So don't forget to subscribe the channel.